The sun hadn't yet crested the jagged ridgeline of the Serengeti's eastern plateau, but the air already clung thick and hot like wet wool. Dreadpokie crouched low behind a cluster of acacia scrub, his long rope-thick dreadlocks tucked under a faded red bandana, sweat tracing paths through the dust on his dark brown skin. His breath came slow, controlled, each inhale measured, each exhale silent. He wasn't supposed to be here. Not this deep in the conservancy, not after dark. But the poachers had taken his brother's camera, gear, and worse, the memory card with footage of illegal lion bone trafficking tied to a syndicate operating out of Dar es Salaam. Dreadpokie, real name Kofi Mensah, wasn't just a wildlife photographer. He was a tracker, a son of Maasai, blood on his mother's side, Ghanaian resilience on his father's, and he didn't leave debts unpaid. Now though, he was the one being hunted. A low guttural growl rolled through the dry grass like thunder before lightning. Dreadpokie froze, not one growl. 3. He turned slowly. There they were, 3 male lions, massive and golden-maned muscles coiled beneath tawny hides. They emerged from the tall savanna grass like shadows given teeth. The lead lion, scarred across one eye, and broader than the others, locked eyes with him. No roar, no charge. Just stillness, and that was worse. Dreadpokie knew lions. He'd studied them for years. These weren't acting like wild predators. They moved too deliberately, too coordinated. Almost trained. His hand drifted to the small satchel slung across his chest, empty except for a flare gun, a half-dead phone, and a single vial of pepper spray meant for hyenas. Useless against 3 full-grown males. The lions fanned out. One circled left, another right. The scarred leader stepped forward, tail flicking like a metronome, counting down to violence. "Easy now," Dreadpokie whispered, voice rough but calm. "I ain't your enemy." The lion blinked, then lowered its head. "Charge," Dreadpokie bolted. He sprinted toward a Copia rocky outcrop 50 meters ahead. His boots kicked up dust, heart hammering against his ribs. Behind him, the thunder of paws shook the earth. Closer, closer. He dove behind a boulder just as claws raked the air where his back had been. Stone scraped his palms as he scrambled upward, fingers finding purchase in ancient cracks. The lions didn't follow immediately. They paced below, snarling, watching. One leapt front paws, slamming against the rock face, jaws snapping shut, inches from Dreadpokie's ankle. He kicked hard, connecting with the lion's muzzle. It yowled, dropped back. But the scarred one, it wasn't trying to climb. It was watching, waiting. Dreadpokie's mind raced. Why aren't they finishing me? Wild lions would have mauled him by now, but these, they herded him, like dogs, like guards. Then it clicked. The poachers didn't just kill lions, they weaponized them, used shock collars, food conditioning, isolation. Turned apex predators into sentinels. And he'd walked right into their perimeter. A distant engine rumbled. A jeep. Close hope. Flared, but so did dread. If the poachers found him here, cornered by their lions, they'd finish what the beasts started. He needed to move. Now Dreadpokie pulled the flare gun. Only one shot. He aimed not at the lions but at a dry thorn bush 20 feet away. Fired. Whoosh. Red fire erupted in the brush. Flames licked upward, crackling hungrily in the dry heat. The lions startled, backing away instinctively. Fire Ivan controlled was primal fear. Dreadpokie didn't wait. He leaped from the rocks, landing hard but rolling to his feet. He sprinted toward the fire, using the smoke as cover. The lions hesitated, confused by the unnatural blaze. But the scarred lion recovered first. It bounded after him, faster than before, rage in its eyes. Dreadpokie zigzagged through termite mounds, using every bit of terrain he knew. He remembered a dry riverbed, nearby steep banks, narrow passage. If he could reach it, he might lose them. He slid down the bank, mud crumbling underfoot. The lion skidded at the edge, roaring in frustration. But the other 2 appeared above, pacing the rim. Trapped, Dreadpokie's chest heaved. He glanced downstream there, a collapsed baobab trunk spanning the gully like a bridge. Half rode in, but maybe enough. He ran. Behind him, the scarred lion leaped into the gully, landing with a ground-shaking thud. It charged. Dreadpokie hit the log at full speed. It groaned under his weight. Halfway across, it cracked. He jumped. Landed hard on the far bank, rolled, scrambled up. The lion hit the log snap. It shattered. The beast plunged into the dry creek bed, snarling in fury. But the other 2 were already circling upstream, looking for a crossing. Dreadpokie ran again, lungs burning. He spotted tire tracks fresh, The jeep had passed this way minutes ago. He followed them, ducking under thorn branches, ears straining, then voices. Shouted Swahili laughter, poachers. He dropped flat behind a mound of elephant dung, ironic, he thought grimly. Peered over. Two men in camouflage stood near a modified Land Cruiser, rifles slung over shoulders. One held a remote control with blinking LEDs, shot callers. That's how they controlled the lions. Dreadpokie's eyes narrowed, plan forming. He waited until one man turned to light a cigarette. Then slowly he crept closer, using the wind direction to mask his scent. 10 meters, 5. He grabbed a loose stone, threw it far to the left. Both men spun. Kuna? Quito? Something there. While they scanned the bush, Dreadpokie darted to the vehicle, yanked open the door, found the ignition, no keys, but the radio was on, static. Then a voice. Team Alpha, status. Perfect. He grabbed the mic, pressed transmit. In a rough Swahili accent, Lion 3 down, intruder heading west. Silence. Then copy. Redirect Lions 1 and 2. Above the ridge, the distant roars shifted direction, moving away. Dreadpokie didn't waste a second. He sprinted east, not west, into a dense thicket of fever trees. He ran until his legs screamed, until the only sound was his own breath and the buzz of cicadas. Hours later, under a bruised twilight sky, he reached the ranger outpost. Collapsed on the steps. Rangers rushed out. Kofi, we thought you were dead. He handed them the vial now, containing a tiny GPS tracker he deplanted on the Land Cruiser's undercarriage before fleeing. Not dead, he rasped, grinning through cracked lips. Just getting started. Back in the conservancy, the three lions paced restlessly. The scarred one lifted its head, sniffing the wind. It shook its massive head, snorted, and vanished into the tall grass. Free, the end.